Upgrades.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another JVS movie review. Today, I am bringing you a review of a film that is an action comedy starring a 93-year-old woman. And this is called Thelma. And here's a quick synopsis. When 93-year-old Thelma Post is duped by a phone scammer, she embarks on a quest to take back what is hers, and is directed, also written and edited by Josh Margolin, and it stars June Squibb as Thelma, Fred Hechinger as Danny, Richard Roundtree, the great Richard Roundtree as Ben, Parker Posey as Gail, and Clark Gregg as Alan. First, let me say this, okay? I did not expect Thelma to be an action film in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is definitely a suspense action film, as it opens up with just the nicest, kindest grandma humanly possible. And she just loves her grandson, can do whatever she needs for her grandson, and then a phone scammer calls her, very reminiscent of The Beekeeper for anyone who saw The Beekeeper. But this one, I saw the film festival earlier this year, so it actually came out before The Beekeeper, I want to say. But just a phone scammer scamming money out of her, telling her her grandson was in danger. And then once she finds out it's a scam and we go on this quest to get Thelma's money back, this becomes one of the funniest action comedies I've seen in years. As June Squibb is amazing as Thelma. The comedic timing here, along with the few action scenes, as she plots her way to get to the people who stole her money. And the first thing she needs is a ride. And then she goes to her old friend, Ben, who they have not talked to each other in years. And he lives in a nursing home played by Richard Roundtree. And she needs his scooter. And the way she gets Ben's scooter, and then the way Ben goes on her with this journey after she takes his scooter, is hilarious. So it goes from just this very simple movie that you're wondering exactly what path are we going down with Thelma here. And we see that once her money is taken, just how determined she is to be on her own and get it back, as her daughter, played by Parker Posey, believes that she's just too old to do this. And maybe if her son didn't show her the internet, none of this would have happened. And it also displays a message of the way we treat the elderly. Like all of a sudden they just don't know anything, like they have not had a lifetime's worth of experience to understand how to react to certain situations, as they at times just treat her like she's a kid. Like she's a kid that just got duped out of her money, and maybe you're just too old to go through these things. And just Thelma's relentlessness just to prove everyone wrong here and to get back what's hers. Like that's what makes this film super great, along with just an amazing pairing with Richard Roundtree. They are both so great in this film. As just it's a chase scene on a scooter in this film. I want you to it's a chase scene with a scooter in this film and a car. Between these two amazing actors, it's some of the funniest work humanly possible, as we see this Thelma plotting everything humanly possible and finding the best ways to get out certain situations to make sure that she can reach her final goal. So at no point in time in this film, even though the premise sounds extremely silly, it's always a fun ride. Even down to the third act, when we get an introduction of Malcolm McDowell's character in this film, which is another elderly actor who comes through and nails it 100% so of what's needed for this film here. But in the end, June is a star. Like, I think she was talking through her press run during the film festival of being like this at this point of her career. At 93, I think this is her first starring role. And she absolutely nails it. Like, this is amazingly funny. It is action-packed, or as action-packed as a film can be, starring a 93-year-old. But it's thrilling. It gives you every element humanly possible. And then when you hear Josh, the director, who does an amazing job of writing and directing this film, of him talking about film is based off of his grandmother, and kind of based off of a story that his grandmother went through when someone tried to scam money from her and said it was for him. Like, just to hear that and that he worked that into this story that is written as well as you can write a film, and then you get the amazing June to just knock it out the park here. Again, along with, I want to say this is possibly Mr. Roundtree's last role before his passing is in this one. So it does hit a little harder when you get to see him on screen again. And just to get to see him having fun on screen again. As even though him and Thelma are going on this mission, it's a lot of deep meanings of everything. And knowing when to say you need help. And not wanting to be so independent or wanting to portray the image that you're so independent that you don't you turn everyone else off, and in turn you end up hurting yourself just because you want to prove everybody wrong. Like, it's some amazing messages, not just for older people, but some for younger people to follow. Of understanding when it's okay to say that you need help. Understanding it's okay to admit that you don't know everything. And maybe reacting in anger is not the way to go about everything all the time here. But this job does a great job at pointing out those messages while giving you an amazing action comedy that I don't see humanly possible how everyone's not going to love. But Thelma, brought to you by, I think it's Magnolia Studios, and it releases this Friday in all theaters. So, out of a possible 10, I'm going to give Thelma a 9 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's funny, it's action, it's a scooter and a car chase. It's two of our best actors. One who's now tragically passed away, and June, who do an amazing job of chemistry and making this a nice buddy action comedy to go check out, and for anybody to go check out. I don't think it's a demographic in particular that this film is for. I think this film is for anyone who just loves to see escapism at its best. And I think it's a perfect time of year for this type of film for everyone to check it out. But head to your local theaters that are showing it. And if one's not showing it, go drive to one or hop on a scooter and go get to one so you can watch it. But this has been another JVS movie review. Peace, people.